Coach.
Good morning.
Great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
And we got shots and blueberries.
Cheers.
So,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Victory shot.
One more.
Victory shot Tuesday. One more to go here. I'm always asked, because there are some that attempt to do them with us.
Okay.
While listening or watching on Twitch. And that is the pure
green
Wake Me Up shot, which you introduced to us like week 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever it was. And here we are.
We needed something.
Yeah.
We needed something to wake us up.
we needed something. How
We got low
bad?
T. We needed something to wake
Yeah, we got low T.
He's fixed now.
Yeah, Northeast Men's
Yeah, I
Health.
went to
That
Northeast
means
Men's
something
Health.
different.
2 shots so far. So,
Could you imagine if I had 2 shots? I'd still be playing.
well, I mean, I heard, I don't know, I like getting you on because I never know how accurate the reporting is, but is it accurate
Not very.
post-game, you chugged Miller Lite, and then you Mount Crushmore'd it? Is that accurate?
I was just walking by. Morgan handed me something. I trusted him, and then I just put it right in Will's face, just having fun.
Okay. And did you crush the can off the head? Or how does it-
No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Not on this face.
Everyone make
So-
the bus.
Now you're
Everyone made the
There
bus.
you go.
That's
Good.
where issues.
There you go.
Walked on at 8 o'clock, and everybody was there.
Good job.
From a weather perspective, a ton of stuff to talk about when it comes to that game and obviously the next one. But from a weather perspective, they were saying broadcast-wise that we couldn't even tell how bad it was, but it got really bad.
The wind was a factor, and then it was kind of like a wet snow, similar out here. The field was actually it kind of started to freeze on top. You could see Ramondre kind of slip there, so the footing was interesting. And again, those are just things that you have to be ready for and try to plan for and adjust accordingly.
Do no more because I try to get a look at the guys' cleats. I know they had the grass field, and when you get the weather like that, the guys are not wearing 7 studs no more.
It's impossible to try to get these. They never use them growing up, and
Okay.
it's like telling them to stay off their phones.
When it comes to Drake and the awareness at the end of the half, for him to be aware that there was 1 second left to go down, I know it didn't result in points, but to give Andy the
Close.
opportunity, how impressive is that as a second-year quarterback?
Well, those are things that we've been practicing, and again, that's kind of what we ended up doing the last couple of weeks there at the end of the half, and we kind of go through these scenarios, and like if you're going to scramble, or we're going to have to know how far we can get before we have to get down or get out of bounds. So he's done a really nice job of that, and we're going to need some of those situations here in 13 days.
In the
He did-
Or
situation,
he
14
did say,
days, whatever it is, 12 days.
He did say post game that he thought you were going to be mad on the keeper to seal the game that he ran out of bounds.
No, because again, once where the timeouts were and everything else, there's certain times where you're okay getting out of bounds if you get a first down. There's times where we would definitely like to stay in bounds, but in that situation, resetting the downs with them only, they don't have any timeouts, and we're good to go there. They've got the one timeout.
A lot of intrigue about that particular play by itself. What's the play call there? Is he deciding to go on his own?
No, he doesn't go rogue. No, those aren't things that he does and goes rogue. And so we discuss those things, and Josh and I talk them through and what we want to do in 5 minutes and plays that we have available, and those are always things that we can go to. So just trying to get everybody on the same page, and Drake was able to do that and give us use his legs.
and the situational awareness, I think if there's one massive difference outside of the players and all the other things that have been changed year to year, it's that no situation felt like it was out of control. You watch the game, you go back to that Saints game where you challenge it so they wind the clock. You get Drake May running directly to you, sliding into the timeout with 1 second left. Is that something you're proud of this year, just seeing that the way the players have reacted and the way your staff has sort of been situationally aware in all moments?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that I'm certainly proud of. And we didn't start doing those until training camp just because I felt like there was so much to do in the off season that you don't want to bog them down with all these, I hate to call them one-timers, as critical as they are. You just don't want to bog them down because some guys become obsessed with it. And certainly I've been down that rabbit hole of being obsessed with it. And, what's too much? Like, are you going to take a hurry-up safety? You know what I mean? Like there's under 4 minutes and you get sacked inside the 5-yard line and you're down and you should run the punt team out there and take a safety, but should you just line the offense up and hurry up and take a safety. You know, I mean, these things that you're like, okay, that could happen. It's never happened, but it could. And so yes. So then we get into training camp, and then we start to build. And some of it didn't look good. I just said, hey, bear with, just stay with it. Trust me, I've been through this. I've seen young players, seen all different players not get it at first, not understand what the situation is, and just you have to be willing to talk, answer the questions, figure it out, trial and error, and then we've gotten better at it.
Where are you kind of philosophically on the going for it as opposed to taking the points? It's you know, I don't know if you pay attention to the
Well, I mean, I
analytics,
think we all
but-
have to. Yeah, I mean, we do. And again, you just, you know, I don't mind being aggressive. I don't mind being aggressive. I think the biggest thing is trying to predict the flow of the game and what that's going to look like. And how many points do you think that you're going to need to eventually win the football game? Yeah, we've gone for it and gotten it. We've gone for it and not gotten it. Obviously, when you get it, it looks like a great decision. But the other side of the coin is that you don't get it, and now the reaction and the response of what happens after that.
In the first half, your offense really, was struggling a little bit. But I thought
do you hear Wiggy?
I don't.
Sean,
Oh.
can you hear Wiggy? I don't know. He probably shut his mic off.
Yes, I hear him.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
all
so sorry about that. But coming out of the halftime, the adjustments. Wanted to know what you said to your team, because that 9.5-minute drive, which led to a field goal, in my opinion, that was one of the major parts in why you were able to win the football game. What was said at halftime?
Yeah, that we're going to have to be able to run the football and move the line of scrimmage and stay committed to it. Push some piles. There's not going to be a whole lot of points in this football game, and then we have to come away with points. And I said, if you give us some points on this first drive, I got a feeling that that's going to be all we're going to need.
Milton Williams was very adamant after the game, saying, talk that S today, talking about how especially the defense has been disrespected, whether it's during the regular season, postseason. And then you've got reports coming out of people saying the Super Bowl was actually played in the NFC Championship game. Do you like that your guys are playing with a chip on their shoulder? It seems to be working.
However they have to get ready to play the football game, that's all I care about. So,
Do you feel like they've been disrespected?
it doesn't matter. We're in the Super Bowl, Courtney.
Yeah.
Like we can pump this thing up for 10 days, and we're all compensated very well for what we do. So I don't think there's any disrespect from this building or my appreciation for our football team. It doesn't bother me.
Good.
You know who's not in the Super Bowl?
All the 30 other teams.
The Steelers.
They are not. They are not. Good thing I'm a
Sucks to
Patriots
suck,
fan.
Courtney. You are a Steeler fan.
Yeah, you are.
You guys are so annoying.
Those
You
pictures, you
were wearing-
cannot hide the pure
Yeah.
joy.
My second team is the
The
Steelers.
pure joy that you don't have that much team for your backup.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were
like
on the
you were, like,
sideline.
We
excited.
can
Wearing
talk.
the gear.
We can talk off
Like-
air
like-
about the situation.
on,
We
that's
can
it.
talk.
Yeah.
We can talk off
There's
air.
nothing that forgives it.
Nope.
It's not,
That's
it's un-
That's okay.
That's plenty.
It's unforgivable.
Black and yellow.
I'm a good friend. And like I said back then, I was doing a Mike Vrabel tour.
Mike, here's what is always interesting as I look at teams going to the Super Bowl and being part of it and having done it twice. How do you make sure that the guys, especially a lot of these younger guys in a different world with the social media and the technology, don't get so distracted with all the hoopla, and to make sure that they stay focused and understand it's just another game?
Again, that's what we've done most of the year. I would imagine that they're going to be on their phones just like they were last week, and we'll have to have a plan, and we'll get them ready. We'll coach them. We'll keep them engaged. When we get out there, and again, they're gonna. I want them. We've enjoyed this thing, and they have to continue to enjoy it. But there's boundaries to that.
Speaking of preparation, Devin McCourty joined us earlier before one of the playoff games, and he said that Bill Belichick would practice the Super Bowl halftime show in the build-up to the game, not like with the show, but that they would spend whatever the duration of halftime was off the field during their build-up to the Super Bowl and then return for the second half. But he said it actually gave them a pretty good advantage. Is that something you would consider doing?
I would consider doing anything. It's a little bit longer, 25 minutes or whatever it is. Normal's 13. So again, I guess, those are things that we always have to consider, and nobody, got more practice at it than the people that have been here in this building. So we'll try to do everything we can.
We were talking earlier about the offense, and it's so nitpicky because you guys win these football games. So I'm confident that's what your answer is going to be to me. But just you look at these 3 games, and Drake's completion percentage is 55%. It was set a franchise record in the regular season at 72%. Is there anything that's going on offense wise, whether it be, is it better defenses that you guys are facing?
Yes, that's one of them.
That's one of them. Lines struggling, weather, or is it just?
I think it's just a lot of those combinations in playoff football, and again, we're gonna have to play better offensively. We'll have to continue to do what we've done defensively, try to take care of the football, which we did. We talked about going into Denver. Those teams that have won the last 3 years or last 2 years that joined the Mile High Club, they didn't turn the ball over, and we were the 4th one to go in there and win and not turn the ball over.
When you talk about your defense, and one thing that I've really been impressed with you guys, especially in the postseason, is your aggressiveness. Whether that's adding extra guys, it seems like you're just really aggressive. What kind of led to that change a little bit, especially into the postseason, or is there something that you and the coaches talk about and say, hey, we want to be a little bit more aggressive here?
I just think that's kind of the plan that you look at each and every week. That could change here. We'll start game planning here this morning and figuring out what we need. But everything we do, we want to do it aggressively, but not recklessly.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's having the football in our hands or making a pass or blitzing, and we want to be sound, but also want to be aggressive.
Leonard Taylor getting a taste of the ball, those were his words. Tipping the ball there. Perfect time for you guys to call him up. How happy were you for him?
Lenny T revenge game, week 7. It lives on. Started with the Jets revenge game, and now we just have built on it. It's the stuff that we find. Really happy for him. He's a great kid, and we talk about everybody's journey to their career looks a little differently. He was with the Jets, and we were able to pick him up and loved his attitude, his willingness to work and try to make some plays and help this team, and he made another one.
Some young guys on this team. How many guys on the team actually got the Warriors reference?
There wasn't a single. I had to show them the video. I had to actually show the movie.
Video's terrible.
No,
All right, so
and the stuff that they I don't know. I just keep trying to pull out my ass, hoping it sticks, and they and I'm like, oh, let's see how this goes. And then next thing you know, they're walking around the building. We got guys with like the soy sauce bottles walking around the building, and then Mac goes and buys the little beer bottles and empties them out. And I'm like, whatever.
He sold it well.
Yeah.
He's I watched that thing to get the outfit and everything.
All right, so you decided to show them that movie.
This was a while ago.
Little motivation.
This was a while ago. To just
I thought he was going full on character though, just vest, no shirt.
It was great.
So this morning, or starting yesterday, the internet doctors have seen an issue in Drake May's shoulder following a hit during the AFC Championship game. Is he 100% healthy today as you guys get ready?
There's not a player on our team that's 100% healthy.
Is he healthy enough to play at a high level?
I would imagine we'll go through the injury report, and whenever we have to turn that in, we'll turn it in. But nobody's 100%. This will be our 21st game.
You talk about that all the time. Everybody's journey's different. And where did that come from? Because I think that really resonates with players.
It's the truth.
Right.
All I try to do is look at things that are actually factual and talk about them and bring them to life and say, somebody was drafted in the first round, somebody drafted in the third round, somebody got cut, somebody played 4 years for the Steelers, didn't start a game, and then started the next 10 years of his career. It's just go on and look at it. It's all different. And that's what the reality is. And sometimes it takes a second or third place, or sometimes it takes getting cut and saying, you know what, that sucks, and I'm lucky that I got another opportunity. I'm never going to let that happen. Or, hey, I got traded, or, hey, this happened. Or I got called up from the practice squad, and I didn't think that I was going to get called up from the practice squad, but I was ready to go. And then they kept calling me up, or then they signed me onto the roster. That's just the facts.
Steph
It
did.
wasn't like I made that up.
right.
That's really happens.
Well, I mean, I played in the league a long time, and I feel like
How long? You said you've been to 2 Super Bowls. You played in the league a really long time. Like, is this your resume here?
no, but I feel like I've never heard that. You know, Mike, you don't want to sign me? I mean, sure, you could use a 3rd string tight end. I'm not going to do anything.
string.
A 4th string?
Oh, I was back
5th string?
receiver.
Yeah.
3rd down specialist.
Okay. 3rd and 1. That's about it.
The wiggle.
Steph Diggs had an interesting path to get to where he is right now. He said that you were the best coach he's ever played for. Do you feel like that relationship is helping him get back to where he is, or is that just all on him? I know you don't like to give yourself credit, but everybody else gives you a lot of credit.
Well, I appreciate that. Again, he's been a great addition to our football team with his energy, his attitude, his demeanor, and then obviously his performance. So it's been fun having him around, and I love coaching him. And so again, I try to have a relationship with everybody here and somehow try to help them.
And Cardi B, of course.
Cardi B.
Right.
Wiggy
Take
thinks
them to Tulum tonight.
Delta.
Delta.
Wiggy said
I can't stop laughing.
Oh, I love Cardi
Delta
B.
should pay her.
No question.
Yeah.
I think she
Wiggy-
makes enough
Wiggy
money.
suggested yesterday on the show that Cardi B should be the queen of New England, but I believe that role is already taken by Ann Michael May.
There's room for a couple.
What I said you can have 2 queens. New England's big enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Mike, and the only reason why I ask these things is because when I see you talk, but it to me, it's like when I see you and I said, man, I played for a bunch of different coaches, unfortunately, because, that was my career, right? That was the journey. And some of the messages that you tell these guys, I'm like, man, I wish I had a coach like that communicated like that, coached like that. So when I ask these questions, I feel like if I was a player right now, I would be willing to, run through brick walls for you. And so I'm asking, where that comes from.
I just try to give them all the information that I think is going to help them, and then hold them accountable, and then coach them, and try to teach them. And so along that is just things that I think is going to help them. I know that there's only so many opportunities that you get in this league, and whether that's going to a different team or being inactive 1 week or getting an injury and coming back or getting an opportunity to step in because somebody's down. I just try to tell them that these things don't come along all that often.
Probably hard to pick one, but who's been the most influential coach when it comes to your life?
Oh,
that
gosh.
you've
I
had?
mean, again, I've been lucky. I've been a lot of great places. I mean, Pittsburgh to start my career, Pittsburgh, and great people at Ohio State. Obviously, this organization and Bill and all the great assistants that he had, Romeo Cornell and Dean Pease and, Matt Patricia. And, again, going to be with Bill O'Brien and Urban Meyer after I finished playing, these are all great people and things to learn from.
So hard to pick one.
It is. I really try to take
everybody.
something from each and every guy.
I thought your sit down with Bill Cowher before the game was awesome. And the story he told about you reaching free agency and you're negotiating. And he said, we can probably get close on the money, but not the opportunity. And how that has sort of been a sort of part guiding how you communicate with your players, that tough lesson.
I think so, yeah. And so it was, again, I remember it was less than I got coming out of the draft. When I got drafted, you get a signing bonus. And then my free agency signing bonus was less than that. So it wasn't very much. And he just said, we could probably pay you the same thing to be a backup here, but they are offering you an opportunity to go up and earn a position. He's like, it didn't take me long to figure out that that's what he was just saying. I think you should probably take it. And, again, we went back into Pittsburgh and beat them that first year that I was here. So that was pretty cool.
Looking ahead to a week from Sunday, some of the problems that these guys can cause for you.
Well, they're excellent, really, in all 3 phases. And the special teams have broken games open. It was a tie game in Atlanta, opening half of the second half, and they take one to the house. Defense creates 2 turnovers, and then that kind of gets out of hand. So defensively, they're big along the front, very active, number 1 scoring defense in the league. Offensively, big offensive line, multiple different run schemes. Obviously, JSN is an issue. Sam Darnold, we talk about journeys and things like that. No better example than him, and talented, and is obviously figuring it out.
Well, 2019 on Bussin' with the Boys, you said you would be willing to cut off the most important male appendage to win a Super Bowl. Is that?
I mean, maybe I'll
that-
cut it in half, but I ain't cut the whole thing
I
off.
was,
Wow.
is that- I was
It's
gonna say,
impressive right there.
Is that still the plan? Or is it, it's not, that's
That
not
was just
still the,
that was just to get that young fledgling group,
Yeah.
Taylor and Will, get them to fly.
I got
in
you.
the podcast
Right.
game, and
so
it took
you
off.
would not part with the whole thing.
No,
if
don't.
at this-
I
at
mean, I
this
say a
point.
lot of things I don't mean.
You do? All right.
Yeah, I do.
All
See you
right.
guys.
Well,
All right,
listen,
brother.
hey,
Way too long too.
congrats. We're real happy. Real